So for all of you people who say I have a pregnant belly, hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rosa, and before we start this video, please remember to subscribe to my channel if you want to see a new video every Tuesday. So today I was thinking of a video idea and I realized I have never done a Q&A on my own. And I thought this would be the perfect time to have a Q&A. So I asked you guys on Twitter to ask me anything you want. So let's get started with question number 1. Question number 1 is from Brenda, and she asks, I'm having trouble with self-love and body issues. How do you learn to love who you are? Now that's a really good question, and it's more like a life question rather than a question that I can just easily answer for you because it's different for everybody. But one way that helped me a lot to learn to love who I am is to look at differences as something positive. I started meditating a lot and I wanted to start thinking more positive rather than negative, and to see the differences in other girls and other people as something positive. So for instance, I had an insecurity about my nose, right? Because it stood out from other people and it was different. So I started telling myself to view that in a different way, and now I think my nose makes me different from other people, and especially in acting, I think it's nice to have something that makes you different than all the other blonde girls. I don't mean that in a disrespecting way, it's just, it's nice to have different features to emphasize different people, and I think differences are beautiful, and I think once you start seeing that your body is beautiful in its own way and you don't need to compare with other people, it gets easier to love yourself and see yourself for what you really are. So I hope that helps a little bit. Next question is from Vanessa, and she asks, hey Rosa, I was wondering what's your go-to nail polish color and what's your favorite makeup product? My go-to nail color is not what I have right now actually. This was just what I had lying around. I think it's like a taupe mauve pinkish nude color. That's my favorite. Or black. And my favorite makeup product is my bronzer. Mine's from MAC, the Mineralize Skin Finish Bronzer in tan. I have no idea what color it is. I will list it down below. Next up is Hales, and she has a bunch of questions, so I'll just answer them real quickly. What are some weird quirks that you do? I do this with my hands a lot, especially in public, and when I'm anxious or nervous, I do this all the time. If you ever meet me in person, you'll probably catch me doing that, and it's just a weird habit that I have. It like calms me down. I don't know why, but that's a weird quirk that I do. Recommend Netflix and TV shows or movies. Yes, yes, yes. So there's this German Netflix original and it's called Dark, and it's so good. It's crazy good. The story's really original. The acting is amazing, and I just overall loved it, loved it. And then her last question is current obsession. My current favorite obsession is actually yoga, because I've been doing it a lot and I really, really love it. So I'm still really into that. And if you can't afford yoga classes, I highly recommend you check out Yoga with Adrienne here on YouTube. She's fantastic and converted a skeptic like me into a yoga lover. So next up is Sarah, and she asks, what is the most annoying thing about having the long distance relationship? I'd have to say it's really hard to really be there for each other. So as you might know, I told you in another video that Sam and I are going through some stuff right now, not necessarily between us, but more so in our lives, and it's kind of difficult, and I think he's about to make a video about it, so stay tuned for that. But it's difficult to be there for each other and be supportive when you only have FaceTime, and we can only FaceTime from like dinner time for me, 6 p.m. to like when I go to sleep, and when I wake up really, really early to like 9 a.m. we have a little bit of time. So throughout our days, like when I'm awake and doing my stuff, I can't talk to him and vice versa. So that's really difficult, because if we feel bad or if we're happy, either way, we can't really call each other and tell each other what's going on. And even if we can, it's really difficult to be there for the person you love on FaceTime, because you can't hug them, you can't hold them and tell them everything's gonna be okay, because there's literally an ocean in between you guys and the screen. I don't know, I think that's the most difficult part. Next up is Abby, and she asks, why do you and Sam not live in the US? I see you're always back and forth. So again, a lot of things are happening in our lives right now, and Sam is about to make a video about it. Some stuff has happened that delayed our visa process, basically. There's some stuff we need to take care of that was out of our control that we need to figure out before we can start the visa process, and it might take a long time still. We've been long distance for 6 months now, and we're probably gonna stay long distance for at least another 6 months, maybe even longer. So it really sucks. But that's why we're apart, because we can't start the process yet. Sophie asks, do you plan on having any kids soon? No, we're not. I feel like we're financially not stable. We are not living together even, and we don't have a house together, so I don't think we have the needs to provide for a kid in the way that I want to. Because if I have a child, I want to be responsible and I want to be able to give it everything it needs: education, healthcare, a roof over its head, food, all that good stuff that keeps you alive. And we can't offer that to a child right now, so we're not having kids anytime soon. So for all of you people who say I have a pregnant belly or something, I'm just bloated. Next is Anais. I think I say that right. I don't know how. I'm sorry if I butchered your name. And they ask, what's your favorite thing in life? And I'd have to say family. Very close second is acting and filmmaking, because it's my passion, and whenever I do it, I feel like this life force inside of me. But if I had to choose between one or the other, I'd choose family. And for the people, before you start freaking out, Sam is my family too. So just so you know. Laura asks, what is your favorite thing about Holland? I'd have to say the fact that I can take my bike, or my moped, but I can take a bike and go anywhere I want any second of the day. Everything's very close to each other, and it's just so easy to go anywhere at any given time, and I love that sense of freedom that comes with that. And then the last question is also from Abby, and she asks, how much has your life changed since being married? And I'd have to say my life has turned upside down since I got married. And I don't think that's because I got married necessarily, but because life just had totally different plans for us than what we had. I live back in Holland right now. I'm not like necessarily doing the things that I imagined myself doing before I got married. Between Sam and I, there's not a lot that changed since marriage. I think our dynamic changed a little bit since we got married. I think if the circumstances in life were different, life wouldn't have changed that much since marriage. I keep giving like these really vague answers, and I'm sorry. I just want to explain like every detail of what I mean so we can maybe talk about it, or you guys know what's up. But it's kind of difficult because you guys don't really know what's going on yet, but I know Sam's gonna tell you, so just stay tuned and all the confusion will go away. But yeah, that concludes this Q&A for this week. I hope you guys liked it. If you have anything to say about anything, or if you have any more questions, please leave it in the comments down below, and I will save your questions and ask it in the next Q&A, because I'm planning on doing one of these every month or so, just because I like talking to you guys and I like connecting with you guys. So don't hesitate to comment. I will be replying as usual, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you lovely people in a week.